was also a pretty big injury scare in an all-important game for the Milwaukee Bucks. So let's show you what happened in Pfizer Forum as Milwaukee continued their chase to secure the number 2 seed. This time it was against the Boston Celtics. They didn't have their full complement of players, but don't worry, that still meant there were plenty of Giannis highlights to start out this game. A little reverse dunk there, throwing it down with 2 hands. But Kendrick, really, it was this play, Giannis taking it down. You think that this is going to be, no.
And that's the Giannis we want to see. The guy that's going to leave it all out on the floor. Give me that.
You think that was going to be an easy 2 for Jaylen Brown there, not so fast. But going ahead to the third quarter here, this was a scary moment for Milwaukee Bucks fans. Giannis on a play really away from any other player, away from the ball, just pulls up, starts grabbing on to his left calf there. The Bucks would win the game, but everyone was holding their breath. And after the game, Doc Rivers said that Giannis would get an MRI on his calf and on his Achilles, which is never a word you want to hear. And that actually happened today. Woj, what did it reveal?
Well, the good news for Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Bucks, is that Achilles was fully intact and that this is a calf strain. And the question is going to be is how quickly can Giannis recover for this? We are about essentially 10 or 11 days away from a game 1 for the Bucks. Giannis has shown a tremendous capacity in his career to come back quicker from injuries than almost anybody else, whether it was a knee injury in the conference finals that got him back against Atlanta, then on to beat the Suns in the finals. The thought was that was a 4 to 6 week injury. He was back in less than a week. And it happens a lot with groin injuries, with hamstrings with him, where the team might say, hey, this could be a couple of weeks, Giannis, and he's back playing in a few days. But it is unclear right now. We'll see how, he responds to treatment. But certainly knowing Antetokounmpo, he wants to be on the court, and he has a tolerance, physical tolerance that allows him to play. This organization needs him, and they need him early in the playoffs, especially with the way they have played really for the last couple months.
Absolutely. And really, he has a super freak capacity to heal. I think back to that 2021 finals run, title run, rather, that they made, and everyone held their breath. Oh, my goodness, he's not going to be able to play in the entirety of the NBA Finals. Oh, no, he was back out there and impactful in Game 1 and then had 50 to top off the championship run that they had. But that was a different Bucks squad. It had Drew Holiday. Chris Middleton was really playing at a different level and was able to anchor them in that to finish off the Atlanta series that you mentioned, Woj. Do you think that the Milwaukee Bucks can survive even a short stint here without Giannis?
Are you asking me, do I trust Damian Lillard to get them through the first round?
That's why they got him.
In a trash Eastern Conference? Hell yeah. Are you asking me, do I have trust in Brook Lopez, a guy that could do it on both ends of the floor? Yes. Are you asking me, do I have trust in money-making Middleton? I do. If you're asking me, do I have trust that Doc Rivers could elevate his game in the postseason to get them through the first round? I do. I don't know if the rest of the world does, but speaking of Doc Rivers,
the congregation of Milwaukee just said amen to everything that Preacher Perk was said. Do I have faith in you?
I mean, I do. Let's be real. They're not in the West. We're talking about in the Eastern Conference, and I know you have
up with Philadelphia as a 7th seed.
I like their odds. I mean, I like what Bobby Portis brings to the game. With Giannis being out of the rotation, he's a 20-10 guy coming in that starting role. So now it's a chance for Doc Rivers to actually shut a lot of people up, right? He gets to start to change the narrative, right? Because he's going to have to coach, really dive into his bag, and I believe he can. I believe he will. I thought he made a great move last night, adding Patrick Beverley into that starting lineup. That was huge. I mean, it's going to be a hard task, but I think they got enough pieces to get it done and to survive until Giannis gets back.
It's actually an easier fit when Giannis is not on the court with Dame. Like, he scores 32.3 points a game when Giannis is not on the court. When he is on the court, it's 23. So they have not made each other better yet. They haven't figured out that two-man game. They've been better, but they have not necessarily enhanced each other because they don't have that pick-and-roll game yet. Doc Rivers has put in a few plays where they play for each other and with each other, but their games haven't meshed in the way the Bucks thought they were going to mesh when they first traded for Damian Lillard. And without him, it's Dame time. right? It's Dame time. This is the 2-month period that they got him for. I think initially they were hoping they would mesh together and enhance each other because of all the space that's created out there. But this is what you got Dame Lillard for. You have the extra time now because of the play-in tournament. There's going to be an extra week, and I don't think we should see Giannis the rest of the regular season. He should rest. We all know, we've heard what happens with a calf. That I know the Achilles is intact, but that was the same thing with Kevin Durant, right? You have a calf injury. Well, that's right next to the Achilles. What part of the calf is it? Is it high? Is it low? Is it in the middle? That's a question for Giannis and the Bucks that they have to answer.
Yeah, and this is an injury that you have seen there can be an easy recurrence of it if you come back too quickly, or you can see more significant damage done if you come back too quickly.
Right.
Listen, this is a Bucks team that was put together to go deep into June, but there's a world where without Giannis Antetokounmpo early in a playoff series, that they can fall behind and maybe not be able to catch back up when he comes. They have not played well. And Perk, you're describing a scenario that nobody has really seen lately with this team, of them playing at, never mind a championship level, a level that doesn't put them in jeopardy, very early in a first round playoff series.
Right. And really, this is a team, though, that's already clinched a playoff spot. So they're really just worrying about a little bit of positioning here. So they can afford, even though these last couple of games are monumental in determining what seed they will be, they lost as the number 1 seed to the 8 seed last year. That's not necessarily what a team is worried about. They are worried about making sure Giannis is as healthy as he can so they can make an impact when it matters the most.
Hey, what's up, guys? Jag from Jaggy Sports here. Let's talk about last night. Last night, Giannis suffered a devastating injury. A lot of people thought it was the Achilles tear. Thankfully, it was not. It wasn't the Achilles tear, and they are deeming that is intact, meaning that it's fully there, it's not ruptured, it's not teared. That's the best thing. The worst thing is it's right before the playoffs. That's the reason for this, is because we have to figure out from you what are the Bucks' chances going into the playoffs. If you've been living under a rock for the last, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks maybe, you know that the Bucks are in deep, deep trouble because they are not living up to expectations. Now, go back to the summer. Go back to whenever that trade happened. Right before the season began for Damian Lillard, and the expectations. The media was saying it. Everyone was calling it. The Bucks are going to win the championship. Now, you got rid of Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday is so underrated. It's damn near funny because now you're looking at Drew Holiday on the Boston Celtics, and he's got a good shot with the Celtics at winning this thing. And Bucks are in a far worse position than they were when they made the trade, before they made the trade. Now, what are the Bucks' chances this playoffs, right? What are the chances? And you have the Miami Heat. You have the Sixers. You have a bunch of teams trying to get to the Bucks, right? They want the Bucks first round because everybody knows that Giannis is injured. And it really depends on the severity of the calf strain. That's what they're deeming it right now. So considering the fact that he was limping, thankfully he was limping and didn't need extra help moving, but he was limping. What are the chances that the Bucks have in the first round? And I think everyone can agree that this is not looking good for the Bucks. Not one bit. I know you have a lot of pieces around Giannis, other than Giannis, that can actually step up, but there's no way that the Bucks can actually do good against their first round opponent. I don't know who that is, but that's just my opinion. Miraculously, Giannis could come back. We don't know. He has come back from a lot of injuries, but this, and considering the fact that they have been playing horrible, does not bode well. So at the end of the day, you guys got to tell me something, right? What are the Bucks' chances heading into the first round of the playoffs? And, you know, whomever it is, are they going to win that series? Are they going to get swept, right? Are they actually going to win a game? Are they going to put up a fight, right? Like, leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you guys think about the Bucks' chances heading into the playoffs, heading into first round, and whether Giannis can come back or not. I don't think he can, considering the severity of the injury. You know, this is going to take some time for the Bucks. So, devastating news for the Milwaukee Bucks right before the playoffs, and does not look good. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below, and yeah, what are the Bucks gonna do? This is Jag from Jaggy Sports.